Hello guys! Let's today explore one more chess opening which works really good for newbies or for not high-rated players. It's easy to learn and it's played naturally, not thinking a lot, and it's Ponziani opening. Let's check it. So, let's check it. We play white and we start naturally, of course e4, and of course our opponent replies with e5. We play knight f3, we wait for knight c6 as a response, and here on the third move we do something really strange. We are not developing pieces, we are not moving d4 pawn, we play c3. Not the most popular move, right? But please check my real opus video if you haven't yet and watch my ideas with c3, and you can see this c3 is my really favorite move in all the beginnings. Here we support d4 and we do it the next move. Trade, and what we have this centralized pawns, which I really like. And after the completing development of the pieces, we have just better center. Here's the main idea of Ponziani opening. We want to develop our bishops on the good diagonals, and we're gonna just play normally our good games in the strong center. So c3 is our move, our third move, and what you're gonna face really often, not d6, but the most popular response for black here is bishop c5. This is an illusion for black that they take this d4 pawn under control. But if you count the attacking and defending pieces, you can see that we can just move d4 because there are 3 attacking pieces for black and 3 defending pieces for white. So we just move our d4, trade, and this bishop falls under the tempo. Bishop wanted to control this d4 movement, but it's attacked with the pawn instead. And the main squares to go is b6 and b4, and also to move it back, but the most active one is bishop b4 check. And here be ready to block this check with the knight. You may be afraid of putting the knight under the spin, but it's really best move to develop, because after trade we have this central pawn we aimed, supported with c3, and we're gonna develop our bishops. They are good open diagonals. For example, in attacking we can just develop our bishop with the spin and have these pawns and gonna move it forward to attack in the center. So since trade variation is not good for black, knight f6 would be more active because black attack our pin with our pawn which defended with the pinned knight. Knight is pinned, it's not a good defender for this central pawn. And for example, if you wanna to get rid of the spin now, black could just trade this knight, and just take unpunished our central pawn. And you may ask, what if I gonna pin this knight and I'm gonna take it back? No. The answer is no, because d5 is totally defends this knight and we have no any other attacks at the moment, and we have no time to move some if f3. So we're not going to give our central pawns, which is the most important in this opening. We're gonna move these pawns forward. So we attack this knight. There is no time to take e4 pawn because knight is hanging, and appears that the only square to go is e7. Knight e7 is the only move, because knight a5 is even worse. We're gonna defend this pawn first with the bishop. And here we can see two obvious continues for black. It's d6 and castling. Let's start with d6. Seems so natural, so obvious. They want to develop their bishop, but it's a fatal mistake. Take a pause and find the tactics. Yes, it's double check, and we just take this piece, and we have this extra piece. So d6 looked so natural, was a fatal mistake. Let's check the other continue. It's castling. What if black castling? Here we also have some surprise for them. And now, what I told before, we're gonna move our another pawn in the center. Oh yeah, I like it. We really pressure in the center, and there is no place for black rest. So they think they can just take our pawn unpunished, because this knight still pinned, and take a pause and find the tactics. We have some surprise for them. But yeah, really, I was already pointed for this bishop. Yes, we sacrifice the bishop on h7. And we continue with the really sharp attack. It's really patterny checkmate path, you should remember and implement somewhere. It's knight g5 check, and here appears that if black try to hide the king, they would get this checkmate for sure. There is no defense for checkmate. The only move for the king rest is king g6. We move our h pawn. We want to just press this black king with treatment to go h5 check, because after that the king should go on h6, which is under the bishop attack. For example, if black takes, they want to take our queen. They think they have this tempo, open check, queen. We just check h5, and as we noticed, there is no way to go to h6 because of this bishop. What should black do? Only go to f5, and here the another check with another pawn. We harassing this king, really moving it to the center, check with pawns, and finally we give this checkmate. Yeah, checkmate in the center of the board. It's beautiful. So let's return back and remember when we moved our d4, and after trade we just watched the variation when the bishop moved to b4. Yeah, and we noticed that was another option, bishop b6. So let's check if in b4 variation we just watched all the winning lines. Bishop b6, what we do, we move d5 as well. Easy to remember. We just move these strong central pawns. We harassing our opponent knights. Knight e7, and we develop our another knight. And now, if black are not very much accurate, if they develop their pieces, what we do, guess? Yeah, we move another central pawn. This is our idea, to move this pair of strong pawns and to harass our opponent knights. What to do? It's not clear, just to go back and to start the development at all. And let's check if our opponent is more accurate. He would play d6 instead to take under control this d5 square, to not let us move so easy. We just can complete our development, check, and trade these bishops. The thing is, after castling, what we have? We have central pawns, strong central pawns. We have developed all the pieces, and we have castled king. And look what we have. We have 5 line space, totally under white's control. Yes. Meanwhile, black has only 3 lines where they are stuck in their development. I would happily play it with white. All you have to remember to play Ponziani is to play c3 as the third move, after bishop c5, the most often response, you immediately play d4, the central pawn, supported with c3 and a couple of pieces. That's why you can do it. After they check, block it with a knight, developing it. Don't forget to move central pawns when opponent allows you, like d5. Attacking the knights, and after that you're gonna move maybe e5. Support central pawns with the bishop, also developing it. And of course, don't miss this trap.